Okay. Yeah. So, guys, welcome back to the Java Basics sessions. Today, I guess it's session 11, I think, and the topic for today's session is hash map. Okay. I'll share my screen. Eclipse. Okay. So what I'll say is let me start with my class. Okay. And I'll say I'll create a new class, and the session for today is hash map. Okay, so we'll go through what is hash map and what is the difference between our earlier sessions which we saw on array list and linked list, right? So guys, we saw array list, we saw linked list, and a couple of other things. But now we'll start with hash map. One of the major difference in hash map is that hash map does not belong to the collections family. First and foremost thing, the hash map does not belong to the collections family. Okay. So till now we were looking into the collections family. So in the collections family, what did we have? In the collections family, we had set, we had list, we have queue, dequeue, and all those things, right? And within list, we had array list, we had linked list. Within set, we had hash set, which we saw yesterday, right? But map itself is an different interface. It is not extending or inheriting from collection interface. Okay, these are two different entities, guys. Okay, because now if you see why is collection map not into collection, because the basic working of collection is different than the working of map. Okay, how does collection work? Collection stores a single collection stores multiple elements, but only the value of that particular element. Okay? Only the value of that particular element. But in map, if you see, we store a key value pair. In map, we can store key value pair, and that is why it is different from collection framework. Okay, guys, it is different from collection framework. So, guys, one important point: hash map is from map interface, and it has nothing to do with collections. Okay, so this was the basic point, and then we'll start with. Okay, so again, so hash map is implementing map interface, as I said, and it allows you to store key and value pair. So now, let's say over here, I'll have a main method. Okay, and I can say about I can create a hash map. Let's say how do we create? Okay, so I'll say let's say hash map, and you can define k and v. These are all key and value. So if you even if you don't get these, you can simply have this open bracket k comma v. Let's say like this. Okay, so this is key and this is your value for keys. Now here we have to specify the data type, like this is your key and what will be the data type of this particular key. So I am saying, let's assume I want to store my key as a string. Let's say I want to store my key as a string, and I want to store my value as a string. My key will be string and my value will be string. And I'll say map. This is an variable, right? An object of hash map is equals to new. I'll create a new hash map. Simple. I'll create a new hash map. Now, one second, guys. I'm just trying to mute you all. Okay, so we have hash map and we can create a single hash map object. Now, let's say, so for string and string, what we can have, let's say I have an element, say Ajay, and I want to create a mapping of that, a key. So I can create a key of Ajay as A. So for example, the value is Ajay. This is my value, and I want to keep key as A. So this would be my key. Okay, this would be my key. Now, let's assume I want to create, okay, this is of string or string. Okay, now let's say I want to create a hash map. Okay, I'll say integer. I want to create a hash map where my key will be of data type integer and my value will be of data type string. Map is equals to new hash map. Okay, is equals to new hash map. This is your declaration. Now, what are some of the rules for hash map? Okay, First thing is it will store, okay, a key and value pair. So till now we were directly saying list dot add, and we were adding a value. Let's say Ajay. Okay, we were adding a value Ajay. Okay, simply we were doing like this, but we cannot do the same in hash map because hash map is expecting a key as well as a value pair. Okay, now keys should be unique in hash map. Okay, keys, we have this keys, right? So keys should be unique. Okay, keys should be unique. And then there are a couple of more. We'll see this in when we are actually trying to implement. Okay, but the main points are we have to have a key, we have to have a value. Okay, it only contains unique keys first of all. Okay, and then again, as I said, hash map will not maintain your order. So when I keep on adding elements and when I print, it will be printed in a random order because it will not maintain your order. Okay, guys, shall we start now? Okay, so now say we have created our hash map. Now we'll see if I want to add an element. So for hash map, so earlier we had an add element, right? So, but hash map we have, sorry guys, so we have map dot put. So it's saying integer key, comma, string value. Okay, so what can be your key? Any integer value, because we have defined the data type as integer. If we would have defined the data type of string, we should have specified string over here. But now since the data type is integer, we can use integer. So I'll say my key is 1. Okay, you can specify any key, guys. You can specify any key. And my value, let's say I want to, let's say we'll go for languages. Okay, so let's say I'm creating a map for languages. So I'll start with Java, let's say. I'm saying Java. Okay, and then I'll map dots put map dot put, and I'll say 2, and my value is, let's say, Python. Simple. Okay, now let me just try to print. Sorry, it's map, right? Let me just try to print. Simple. It's giving you in a JSON format. It's saying 1 is equals to Java and 2 is equals to Python. So it's giving you value in key and value. So in JSON format, what do we have? JSON format is basically key and value format. So it's giving you key and it's giving you value. Okay. Now, first of all, I should have created this in a different method, but okay, it's fine. So now we have map. So we saw how do we add an element into a hash map. Okay. Now let's try to add an element. I'll say map dot put, and let's not specify any key. Okay. Let's see how does the system behave. And I'll say Ruby. Ruby is also one of the language. See, now this is giving you an error. First of all, this is giving you an error. It's saying, let's see what's the error. It is saying we are expecting integer comma string. We are expecting integer comma string. Now, if you want to add null value, let's say I want to add null. So how do you add null? You say null. You simply say null. And now when I say print my map, let's see. Okay. So it's getting null is equals to Ruby, 1 is equals to Java, and 2 is equals to Python. The order is not maintained, guys. Okay. So we have added 1 null values. Okay, guys. So if you see over here, we have added, I would say not null values, we have added 1 null key, I would say. We have added 1 null key and there is a value, right? This is the key. Key is null and there is a value. Okay. Now let's try to add 1 more null value. Sorry, null key, I would say, to be more specific. I'm trying to create an entry. I would say null, and we have Ruby. Okay, now I'll say C. C is a C is a programming language. Simple. Now what will happen, guys? First of all, the basic thing is keys should be unique. Now when I added null, it didn't give me an error, right? Because obviously it's an unique. There's nothing. There was 1, there was 2, there was nothing. But now when I say, again, add an element at the null, it will not give me an error, but rather than that, it would update null with, okay. I'm not printing, 1 second. It will update null with your C. Okay, guys. So try to understand this concept. When I say map.put and I'll say null Ruby, okay, this means a mapping got created in my map. A mapping got created in my map as null comma Ruby. So the mapping is null comma Ruby. Now for the next statement, when I'm trying to add null comma C, so what exactly map is doing is it is going and check if there is a key present in my map as null. So there already exists a key as null, right? And now we are saying C. So it is updating Ruby to C. So this is actually working as an update. This is actually working as an update. Are you getting, guys? Because keys should be unique and we can have one null key. We can have one null key. So when I tried to add another null key, what it did is it updated the value for the key which was having null. So initially we had null comma Ruby, and when I said null comma C, Ruby got replaced with C. Okay, so this is working as an update. Okay, guys, simple. Now let's say if I have added something. Okay, now if I want to print, these are all additions, right? We added something. So one simpler way of printing is this line. Okay, this will print your entire map, The same method we have in list also. Even in list, even in array list, even in linked list, even in hash set, we were able to print like this. We were system.out.println. I can directly give the object name map. Okay, but now let's say I want to traverse through this map and I want to print each and every element. Not each and every, but I will say key and value pair. So this is one pair, null is equal to C, this is one other pair, and this is another pair. Okay, I want to print this pair one by one. Okay, so now how can I print that? So I'll say, so now to printing that we have a map interface first of all, since we are dealing with map interface, right? This hash map is from map interface. So we have map.entry. We have map. Okay. Actually, guys, we can, if we want, we can specify this, or if we don't want, we can ignore. So what is the key? I mean, what is the data type of my key? It is integer, right? You can ignore this, but let's write it for a safer thing. And I'll say string. So for map.entry, and what is the data type? Integer and string. And I'll create a reference variable, say m. Okay, I'll create a reference variable, and then I'll say this, and what is my variable name? Object name map, right? My object name is map, and I'll say dot entry set. Entry set is a method. Okay, dot entry set is a method. So if you see over here, see this is a, okay, so entry set, this is a method. It will return a set view. So when I use entry set, it is returning a set view for each element, and that particular element is getting stored in M. Okay, so as we use, let me show you this thing, for each, right? So for each, whenever there is an element, that particular element gets stored in string, and we are using this string to print. Okay, simple. So in a similar pattern over here, I'll say for all the elements in entry set will return you one set view of the mapping. So we have multiple mappings. It will return you a set view, and using M, you can get each and every key and value pair. So now, simple, what I will do is, first thing is when you say M dot, okay, I'll say M dot, and if you want to get key, let's say there is a method get key. Okay, this method will return you what? This method will return you key. Okay? This method will return you, if you see this method, it's saying this returns the key corresponding to this entry. Okay, this will return the key. So the first line, let's assume, okay, there is no insertion order, guys, but let's just assume it is working on this line. So the key is 1 and the value is Java. So when it comes in the for loop, so let's say it has this particular element or this particular pair. So when I say get key, it will give you 1. Okay. Now let's just say I'm printing all the keys. Okay. So you'll have to store this in somewhere, and then you have to print it. So get key will return you integer. Why it will return you integer, guys? Why is it returning integer and why not string? Because all the data type of my key is integer, right? So obviously it will return you an integer. If the data type of my key would have been string, it would return string. So simple, what I'll do is I'll store it somewhere. Let's say integer a is equal to this. Okay, and I'll just print a. I'll just print a. Okay, guys, I'll just print a. Now let me, oh, 1 second. Exception. And dot get key. Okay. Let me print this directly instead of saving. Okay, let's say I'll print this directly, and now what can I see? Okay, so I'm not get key. Okay, let me check. It's returning you an integer. Okay, the key corresponding. Okay, I'll check this, guys. So when I say you have to print this system.out.println, and when you say m.getKey, this will return you the key. Okay, this is returning you the key. Okay, guys. Okay, so some people are saying, can you explain the for loop again? Yeah, I will. Let me just finish one round of this. So let me have some. Okay. Now, guys, if you see, this is my final list. Is this clear? This is my final list. This is clear, right? After adding all these elements, this is my final list. Okay, I just printed my map, and this is my final list. Now, what I'm trying to say is, I want to print all the keys. I just want to print all the keys of this particular map. So what are the keys? One of the key is null, one of the key is 1, and one of the key is 2. Okay, one of the key is 1, one of the key is 2, and one of the keys is null. So what I'll say is, there is a method using for, so here we cannot use the iterator one which we are using, right? Because iterator is applicable to iterable. Now this is a hash map. Okay, here we have values in key and value format. We have a pair which is having key and value. So what I'll say is, map is an interface and entry is an interface. So I'll say map.entry. It's a method. It's an interface, right? Map.entry. Okay, so when you click over here, let's see over here, map and entry. So when you see set map.entry, and over here, let me go on the top. See, this is your class. This is your interface map. Okay, this is your interface map. So now we have map.entry, and here we have to specify the data type. Let's first, this might create a confusion. Let's just delete the data types. Simple. Map.entry. Let's just delete the data type. So I am saying, for each of the element in this, okay, for each of the element in this particular map, get that element and assign it to M. Get that element and assign it to M. So now what will M contain? Okay, M will contain all my keys and values from hash map. Okay, M will contain all my keys and values from hash map. Clear till this, guys? So when I say map.entry set, I'm creating an entry in this particular map, and for all the pairing which we have in this map, give it to M. Okay, give it to M. So now M will have all my keys and values from hash map. So till here we are clear, right? So we have M, and M has all the values. Okay, it has the keys, it has the values for all the pairs. Now if you want to get just keys, okay, just keys, so you can use m.getKey. Okay, and let's just assume if you want to get value, there is a method as get value method. Okay, guys, now when I try to print this, see, it printed you first get key. So what is my key? Over here, my keys are, what are my keys? Null, comma 1, comma 2. Clear? And what are the values? Values are C, comma, Java, comma, Python. Okay, these are my keys and values. So when I say system.out.println and m.getKey, it will give you all the keys. Okay, and it will give you all the Python. Insertion order and values will not be maintained, guys. Okay, so in any order it can return you. Or if you want to print them, let's say I'll say empty line, and I want to print them together. So I can simply use m.getKey. Okay, and I'll use some spacing, and I'll say plus m.getValue. Okay, let's try to print this. You'll get like this. Okay, you'll get 1, comma Java. So 1 is associated with Java. Okay, then you have 2 is associated with Python. 1 second, m.getKey plus m.getValue. Let's just stop this. There are a lot of print statements. Okay, let's try to run this. Okay, so we have null C, 1 Java and 2 Python. Clear, guys? So I can print it like this also. Here I'm getting both the key as well as the values. So this is my key, this is my value. You can compare it from here. This is my final list. Okay, so null is my key, C is my value. Again, 1 is my key, Java is my value, 2 is my key, and Python is my value. Okay, guys, clear till this? Okay, now let's just, this is my for loop. Okay, this is my for loop. Now let's just try to add. So we already have my map, right? We already have my map. So my map contains these many elements. Now for one we have value as Java, right? For one we have a value as Java. So I will say 1. I'll say Java. I'll say Java, and let's say updated. Let's just simply Java updated. Okay, and then I'll print my map again. Okay, now let's see. See, guys, there is an already element present for 1. Okay, so 1 was having value as Java. We cannot have duplicate elements. We cannot have duplicate elements. So for element 1, there was already a value associated, that is Java. But now when you say map.put Java underscore updated, it will update this particular value, and now Java underscore updated is the new value present. Okay, so this, what does this indicate? This is saying let's say I'm trying to add duplicate key. I'm trying to add duplicate key. Okay, this one key is already present. Okay, I'm trying to add a duplicate key, but it is not allowing you to add duplicate key. Okay, now let's say duplicate key, and let's try for values as well. Now I'll say this is my final list now. Okay, this is my final list. Now let's say I want to say map.put. Okay, and let's say my key is 3. Key is new, right? It's not duplicate. Okay, key is not duplicate. And I'll say Python. Let's say Python again. It's in string. I'll say Python. Okay, now I'll print my map again, and I'll print this. Now when you see, so for null we have C, for 1 we have Java updated, for 2 we have Python, and for 3 also we have Python. So are you getting the difference between this and this statement? Guys, there's a difference between this and this statement. Okay, now let's say I'll use this. I'll just copy this and I'll say 4. I'll say 4. I'll print. So it's saying 4. So guys, when you specify a key, first it will check if that particular key is present in your map. Okay, if that particular key is present in your map, and if the key is present, it will not allow you to add duplicate. So it will update. So it will update the hash map. Okay, so when I say 1, there was already a value Java. Okay, so it updated that particular value. But when I say 3 comma Python, so there was no value for this particular key. This key is not present, right? In this particular list, this key is not present. So this is a new entry, right? Now Python is already present over there, guys. Okay, Python is the value and value is already present, but we can have duplicate values, but we cannot have duplicate keys. Okay, so this key is not present over here, so it will simply go and add. It will simply go and add. Now again, when I say map.put 4 comma Python, again it will check is 4, this is the key. Is this key present into my list? No. Okay, so simply go and add. Simple, guys. I think it's quite simple. Once you practice, you will get more understanding of this. Okay, so now what can we have? We can have, we have seen put, and guys, we can also have, one second, let me just show you map dot, this I'll not cover because we have seen this multiple times, put all. Okay, we have put all method, right? So put all, what this particular method will do, as we had in add all, right? In list we had a method add all, you remember? And here we used to pass a list, remember? So it will add all the elements from list to my this list. Simple, it will add all the elements from list to my this list. Okay, so this we have seen a couple of times, in fact more than that. So I think everyone knows about this. Now we'll see remove elements. Okay, now let's say I want to remove a particular element. So it's saying I want to remove. Now what exactly do you want to remove? What exactly do you want to remove? So I'm saying I want to remove based on my key. I want to remove based on my key. So what is my key? Let's say 1. Okay, so at 1, now you have to refer this. This is my final list. Okay, so at 1, what do we have? Java underscore updated. Okay, so I am saying map dot remove 1, and then I'll again print my map. And then I'll again print my map. See, this particular line is now missing. Now we do not have this particular pair in my final list. Now this is my final list. Okay, so when I say map.remove 1, it is removing this particular pair. Okay, clear, guys? Okay, let me. Okay, there is a way wherein we can. Okay. One second, guys. I'm just trying something. Okay, okay. So I was just trying to disable the annotations. Okay, yeah. So guys, when I say remove 1, it will remove the element. It will remove the pair based on this particular key. Based on this particular key. Okay. Now you can also remove based on the value. You can also remove based on the value. Other thing is you can remove based on a key and value pair. Now let's say I want to map dot remove, and I'll specify key. So this is my final list. I'll say 2, and I'll say python Python. Okay. Now when I say print my map, okay. Okay, so now, okay, one second, guys. Okay. Now when I run this, yeah, sorry. So when I say we were into 2.python, okay. So when I say remove 2 comma Python, so this was my list. Okay, this was my list, and it removed 2 comma Python. This particular value is removed from the list, from the map. Okay, guys. Now, what more do we have? There is one more method. If I can remember, 1 second. Okay. There was one method. Add 1 second. Map dot put. Yeah, put if absent. Yeah. So I was okay. So put if absent. So this is my final list. First of all, I'll take this. Let me keep it over here. Okay. Now this is my final list. Okay. Now I want to say put if absent. So is there a value present? Okay, guys, one more thing. I just wanted to elaborate over here. Now, when you see this value, okay, this value, okay, let's see this and let's see this. Okay, after removing one Java updated, it did not update the indexes and all those things, right? So it's not like now Python will move to first location and this Python will move to another location. Okay, guys, rest everything remains the same, right? So this is a key and value. It's not based on indexing. So in index base, what happens is if you remove the element from the first location, then the element of the second location gets shifted to the first location, right? And similarly for all the next elements. But this is not the case in key and value pair. Okay, guys. Now I want to say put is absent. So there is already a value. Sorry, there is no key S2. Okay, so I'll say 2 and I'll say Java. Now, is this present in my list? Guys, is this present in my list? No. Okay, this is not present in my list. So I'll say simply put this. Let me run. See, we have Java. Now, when do we use put if absent? Okay, when do we put? Let's assume if you want to put the value only if it is not present, because now let's say, now if I say map dot, if I use the simple put method and I'll say 2 and I'll say Java 1. Okay, so now Java will get updated to Java 1. Okay, Java will get updated to Java 1. Okay, but my main motto is that I don't want to update this existing value. If this value of Java is already present in the system, then do not update. Only insert if this is not present. Then we can use. Now, if I use instead of using this, if I use map dot put if absent, and I'll say 2, and for value I'll say what I'll say Java. Okay, Java 1. I was expecting Java 1, but I have just changed the method. Okay, see, now it's Java. Instead of using put, I'm using put if absent. So if there is no value present for this particular key, then put this value. And if the value is already present, then do not put. Okay. Now, let's say when I try to, remove, right? Let's try to remove something. So if I specify a key, say 8. Okay, I'll specify a key 8. Now this is my final list, and again after removing this I have my final list because the system tried to search for key as 8, right? But there is no key as 8. Okay, so when you insert a pair, when you insert an index key which is not present in your hash map, it will simply do nothing, right? It will remove if the element is present. See, removes the mapping for the specified key from this map if present, right? If present. If it is present, it will remove. If it is not present, it will not remove. Okay. Now what we have, so I think we have covered most of the things. There are also a couple of things like add-on and all those things which I'm not covering because we have already seen that. Okay, and so let's say now if we have one, can we remove? Someone is saying, can we remove Python? Okay, so let's say we have map dot remove. Okay, so guys, when we say map dot remove, it is okay. So remove, the method is of expecting object key and object key or object value. So it is expecting either the key or you can specify key comma value. Okay, guys. So either you have to specify the key, okay, or you have to specify the value. Okay, so now we have seen this. Okay, so what I was saying is, let's say there is one, we have created this, right? Okay, okay, this is a duplicate element. So let's say map one. Now, when you have to add, this is just to give an info, everything remains the same. So when you have to add an element in map one dot, when you say put, here, see, it's automatically it's saying string comma string, okay, string comma string, because it's expecting now string. So you have to say, let's say a, and here you can say Ajay. Okay, then I'll say map one, and I'll print this. So a and Ajay. Okay, this I'm dealing with string comma string, and this we have seen in integer comma string. Okay, rest everything guys remains the same. So basically, let's assume if you have a lot of students, okay, and if you want to maintain a mapping of students, so what you will do, you can have a roll number and you can have students, so you'll use integer comma string. And in some other case wherein if you have to, let's say if you are using initials or some other method wherein you can have a string, so you can have string comma string. Okay, guys, so I think we have covered the entire sorry, not only the collections, but we have also seen something from the map interface.